Hi guys, it's Charis. I'm going to show you how to smudge. People ask me about doing this kind of regularly because I mention it in my talks and in my books and stuff like that. So this is a smudge stick. It's made of white sage, and you can buy them at New Age shops, and a lot of health food stores have them too. This one cost me about $2.95, $3. Pretty darn inexpensive, and it'll last you several months, even with daily smudging. So it's not expensive to get a smudge stick. What smudging does is, you know how you can use for energy healing, it's affecting the energy of a place. For instance, how if you walk into a messy room, it feels different than if you walk into a clean room. And this kind of does the same thing, but rather than actual stuff sitting around, it does it with energetic gunk that accumulates in a space from just constant use, or for instance, from fatigue, from being intoxicated. If you have somebody intoxicated around, or if you're intoxicated afterward, you know, you want to clear that energy out, because that's how a lot of negative stuff can get in any way altering your mind. Also, if there's a negative presence in there, like if it doesn't feel good, if you're feeling kind of stagnant or stuck, if you want to up your creative abilities, if you want to just kind of get a new perspective on what's going on in your space, you can smudge things. So what I'm going to show you how to do is smudge a person, first yourself, and then I'll show you how to smudge someone else. And also you can smudge a space. So the way you smudge a space is essentially the same thing as a person. You just kind of send the smoke around in the space, making sure you get like the corners, the windows, like any entry points into your house. So if you're doing your house, you want to make sure you get the corners, in the closets, and you don't have to billow a bunch of smoke in there. You just want to let the scent touch it, because the scent, I guess, the powdered or the what is the word I'm looking for, like the olfactory or whatever it's called, the smoke that's created by this holy plant will purify space the same way that holy or sacred music will, the same way that holy water works. It's the same, only by burning this stuff, rather than by like sprinkling holy water or chanting a holy hymn or sacred hymn. So let's see what else. So this one's good for purification, white sage. And usually what I do is I smudge with white sage, and then afterwards I smudge with a cinnamon stick, because cinnamon is also purifying, but I consider that more like blessing than just purifying and cleansing. So usually what I do is smudge with the white sage to begin, and then smudge with a cinnamon stick to kind of enhance. So I'll show you how to do those. It's really just the same thing. But first, what you do is you light your smudge stick. And a candle is easier than a lighter, because a candle just keeps burning, and what you do is you kind of like let it hang out over the candle and get a good smoke going. Sometimes your stick will light on fire, and that's okay. You just, because it's not going to like go up like a piece of newspaper or something. You just want to get it kind of smoking kind of good, like, and then blow on it to let the embers kind of light. Hopefully you can see the smoke coming off. And then when you smudge yourself, what you do is, with the intention that the smoke purify you and bless you, you go around one arm, because what you're trying to do is get your aura around the other arm, over your head, in front of your body, back and forth, under one foot, under the other foot, and then the back of your body, coming up the back and over your head again, ending at your crown chakra, so you've kind of surrounded yourself. And then if you want to do your space, you smudge yourself first if you're going to smudge a space, so that you're a cleansing property coming through there. So if you want to smudge another person, let me light that up again. Michael, will you come here and be my model, please? This is how you do it. And as the smoke touches it, just send your intention in that they be blessed, that they be purified. All right, so stand with your arms out, just flat. And what you do is you start at their head, smudge in front of them, go over and under each arm, over and under the other arm, move across and down their front, so you can see how you're kind of cleansing the aura. Would you lift up one foot? You smudge under one foot, okay, on the other, and under the other, and now turn around, keep your arms up. And then you smudge up their back, essentially the same thing you just did for yourself. But if you're an energy worker, if you're becoming aware of energies, you'll be able to feel their energy kind of purifying. And same thing if you're being smudged. Okay, that's it, thank you. And then with the cinnamon stick, you just do the same thing. You light it, wait till it gets a little fire. Cinnamon is a little bit harder to keep lit than sage, because it's, you know, a stick rather than leaves. So you kind of have to let it go a little bit heavier. But I love smudging with cinnamon. Sage, it kind of had to get used to a little bit, because it smells more like smoke, but a cinnamon stick just smells like awesome, delicious Christmas. It's really yummy. And actually, cedar smells really good too. So let it get a nice little ember on the end, and again, do the same thing, and you'll see that this smells delicious. And you can get cinnamon sticks, you know, you can just buy them at food stores. Under each foot, and up the back, and on top of your head, and then Michael, come up. So, in front, overhead, in front, along one arm, over and under, along the other arm, over and under. And you can be thinking in things in your head like bless the heart chakra, bless all the chakras down, bless the earth under your feet, and bless the paths that you walk. And then turn around. And now bless your receiving places, because you usually receive in back and give in front, each of your chakras, with some exceptions, like your heart receives and gives in all directions. And on top. And you are done. Thank you very much.
Question.
Yes.
Does it stop smoking by itself, or do you
Yes.
have to do something to
See,
clear it out?
the sage has gone out completely. There's nothing in. But I would recommend that every time you are done using it, you kind of tap it out and tap the dust off. I mean, the ashes off, just because you can see, maybe, on this dress, this dress is made out of some type of synthetic fiber, which I don't normally wear for purposes such as this. But somewhere on it, there's a little smudge hole that one time, oh yeah, here it is. One time I was smudging, and an ember fell off of the smudge stick and burned my dress. That's not very common, but it happens every now and then. So just keep an eye out. And if you're, I mean, I guess you could like bring a little plate underneath you, but it doesn't really work because it will float around anyway. I would say just keep an eye. Usually any ember that falls will go out by the time it hits the ground.
One more question. Do you have to keep relighting it while you're smudging, or does it usually...
Not if you get good enough embers going on the top. Some smudge sticks, like, for instance, newer ones that aren't so dry, you might have to relight a lot. I've had some, or that they aren't wrapped tight enough. I've had some kind of go out and be more frustrating, have to relight, and I've had some that go really well. What you want to get is, you don't have to have the whole thing lit on fire, but you do want, like, 4 or 5 good glowing spots. And sage especially emits lots of smoke, so that should be plenty. Yeah, that's about it. Thanks for the questions. Okay, that is what I have for you. Go get yourself a sage stick and or a cinnamon stick. Enjoy, do it before intention setting. If you're cleaning a really messy room, you can do it before you clean the room. It'll help you to clean the room because there won't be so much stuck energy everywhere. You won't have to like fatigue yourself every 30 seconds trying to pick up stuff. I used to clean and smudge every single day, like whenever I was done cleaning, if it's just a couple little extra picking up or straightening out. You know, like you plump the pillows on the couch and wash 3 dishes and then your house is clean and then you just smudge as a start to your day. But as often as you feel like it, doesn't have to be all the time. It can be, you know, a few times a year. Just go with what your intuition tells you. But anyway, that's the 101, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope that you lead a more purified life as a result. And go in peace, and I will talk to you soon.